Once upon a time, in a quiet coastal town surrounded by hills and blue water, there lived a 27-year-old man named Aaron. He worked as a graphic designer in a small advertising studio. From the outside, everything looked perfect. A creative job, a small apartment near the beach, and good health. But inside, Aaron was exhausted. His mind never stopped talking. He was always replaying old mistakes, old arguments, and old regrets. And when he wasn't trapped in the past, he was worrying about the future. Deadlines, clients, bills, and his aging parents back in the village. Every night his thoughts followed him like shadows. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't rest. It felt like his head was carrying a mountain. One day, a close friend said to him, "Aaron, you should go meet the monk who lives near the waterfall in the forest. People say he helps troubled minds find peace." Aaron hesitated, but the weight in his heart was too heavy to ignore. So the next morning, he took a day off from work, packed a small bag, and began his journey through the forest path. After walking for hours, he reached a small hut near a crystal-clear waterfall. An old monk sat there washing a clay pot. His movements were slow, calm, and graceful, almost like a dance. Arun bowed and said, "Master, my mind never rests. I feel trapped inside my own thoughts. I just want peace. Please help me." The monk smiled gently and said, "Come with me." He led Aaron to the riverbank and picked up a small empty basket. "Fill this basket with pebbles," he said. "One pebble for every worry that comes to your mind." Aaron began picking up pebbles. He thought about his past, failed designs, missed opportunities, and words he wished he hadn't said. Then he thought about his future, unstable work, money, loneliness, and fear of not being good enough. He kept picking until the basket was full and heavy. The monk then said, "Now, carry this basket and walk to that tree at the top of the hill." Aaron began to climb. The path was rocky, the air thick, and the basket heavy. His arms burned, but he didn't stop. By the time he reached the top, he was sweating and out of breath. The monk who had quietly followed asked, "How do you feel?" Aaron said, "Tired. It feels like I'm carrying a mountain." The monk nodded slowly. "That basket," he said softly, "is your mind. Every pebble is a thought, a regret, a fear, a what if. You carry them every day, everywhere. No wonder you feel so heavy." Aaron looked at the basket and then down at the valley below. "Now, throw one pebble away," the monk said. Aaron threw one. Now another. He kept throwing one by one, watching the pebbles fall into the wind. As the basket grew lighter, his chest felt lighter too. The air seemed clearer, the world quieter. When the basket was empty, the monk said, "Peace is not the absence of thoughts, my son. It is the choice not to carry them all. When you learn to put down what doesn't belong to this moment, your mind becomes free like the sky above us." Aaron stood silently, the cool wind brushing his face, the waterfall echoing below. For the first time in years, his mind was quiet. He realized peace was never far away. It was hidden beneath the noise of his own thoughts. He bowed deeply and said, "Master, now I understand. The world outside cannot give me peace. It begins inside when I learn to let go." The monk smiled as Aaron walked down the hill. The sun was setting, painting the clouds gold and pink. The basket was empty, but his heart was full. He no longer carried the weight of yesterday or the fear of tomorrow. He was finally living in this moment. As he reached the shore, he watched the ocean waves moving endlessly. They came and went just like thoughts, rising, breaking, and disappearing. He smiled to himself and whispered, "Maybe life is just like the sea, calm when I stop fighting the waves." That night, Aaron slept deeply for the first time in years. No racing thoughts, no endless worries, only peace, soft and quiet. In his dreams, he saw the waterfall again, shining under the moonlight, whispering, "Peace is not something we find. It's something we uncover when we stop carrying what we no longer need. If you like this story, don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends. And remember, sometimes peace doesn't come from changing your world, but from changing how you carry it. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay calm and stay peaceful.